we are going to talk about the classification of commercial organizations. We would be covering the meaning of commercial organizations. We would also be covering commercial organizations on the basis of ownership under the head private enterprises and public enterprises. Now, let us start with the meaning of commercial organizations. Organizations which undertake commercial activities are known as commercial organizations. Children, you have already learnt in the previous videos as to what are commercial activities. That is the activities through which we earn money. The same way, a commercial organization is an organization which undertakes its activities to earn more money. So we can say the main motive of commercial organizations is to earn money. They are owned by either one or more individuals. Now, these commercial organizations can be in the form of industrial organizations, trading organizations, transportation organizations, warehousing, banking, insurance. All these are commercial organizations because their main motive is to earn money. The commercial organizations, children, can either be small organizations, medium organizations, or large organizations. Now, let us know as to what are the different types of commercial organizations, categorizing them on the basis of ownership. The first one which we would be discussing is the private sector enterprises. Private sector enterprise are the undertakings which are owned and controlled as well as financed by private businessmen. That is, there is no participation of government in these enterprises. Now, what is the main motive of these organizations? Children, private sector enterprises' main motive is to earn profit. So, we can say that these organizations' ownership and control lies with individuals, either one individual or by a group of individuals jointly. Now, children, under the private sector enterprises, when they are owned by one person, it is called as sole proprietorship. And when they are owned by a group of people, group of persons, maybe jointly or maybe as a firm. It can be a joint Hindu family business, a partnership business, or joint stock company or cooperative societies. So, we can say the different types of private sector enterprises are sole proprietorship, partnership, joint stock companies, joint Hindu family business, partnership, cooperative societies. The main motive of private sector enterprises, children, is to earn profit. So, profit is the reward for the risk which is being taken by these individuals, either a single individual or a group of individuals. In case of private sector enterprises, there is no participation of the central or the state government. The ownership as well as control of a private sector enterprise lies with the individual, that is the private business entrepreneurs. The capital is arranged by its owners. In case of sole proprietor, the capital is arranged by the sole proprietorship. In case of partnership, the capital is invested by different partners who enter into a partnership deed, that is a partnership agreement. In case of a joint stock company, the capital is raised by issuing shares and debentures in the market. A private sector enterprise is managed by its owners. In case of sole proprietor and partnership, children, the owner directly manages the firm. Whereas in case of a joint stock company, the management is in the hand of board of directors, which are elected, which are representatives of the shareholders of the company or enterprise. Now, let us discuss the public sector enterprises. Children, when we talk about public sector enterprises, they are fully owned by the government or some public authority. For example, in case of Reserve Bank of India, it is owned by the central government. Whereas in case of Delhi Transport Corporation, it is owned by the government of Delhi state. So we can say that public sector enterprises are owned and operated by central or state government. The control is in the hands of government in case of public sector enterprises. Now, what is the main motive of public sector enterprises? In case of public sector enterprises, the main motive is to provide service to the people at large. For example, in case of Food Corporation of India, it provides food grains to the public at subsidized rates. The financing of these public sector enterprises is being provided by the government in the form of capital and funds which are allocated to each one of them in the budget every year. So children, today we have discussed about private sector enterprises and public sector enterprises. In the next video, we would be discussing about sole proprietorship, which is part of the private sector enterprise. Thank you. Have a good day.